Life flows on the river of purpose. We're all carried by the uncertainty of its own unfolding. Chasing purpose is all about nurturing faith, setting intentions, pursuing aspirations, all while living boldly. Chasing Purpose aims to inspire, uplift, and empower people through real-life stories. Stories that encapsulate life's memorable moments and enduring life lessons. Chasing Purpose with host Cynthia Shay.
When you hear the term strengthening your muscle, the first thing that comes to mind is exercise, working out, lifting weights, eating the right foods, and just simply getting stronger, which is correct. However, there is also a deeper meaning to the term strengthening your muscles. Strengthening, which means to make or become stronger, requires work. It requires consistency and it requires discipline. Today, we focus on discipline, the discipline we need in order to strengthen our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual muscles. Welcome to Chasing Purpose, a show where we have thought-provoking conversations surrounding our four pillars: nurturing faith, pursuing aspirations, setting intention, all while living boldly. It feels good to be joining you all live on the Bridge 99 FM on a Monday at 11 a.m. We hope to put you in a positive mood and set the right tone for the rest of the week. If this is your first time joining us here on Chasing Purpose, welcome to our community where purpose soars. Chasing Purpose is a journey of self-development, self-love, healing, and spirituality. Each week, we aspire to empower and uplift you on your purposeful journey. On last week's show, we were joined by Crystal Tomlinson, who shared great insight on killing fear and things we should leave in 2021. Here's our purpose pull from last week's show.
Many of us do not look at change as a good thing because we don't trust ourselves. I don't believe that I can get this thing right. I don't believe that I will learn. I don't believe that I will win. I don't believe that people will like me. I don't believe I'm worthy. There is no self-trust. So something different look as if it's an automatic fail waiting to happen because I don't believe in myself.
Thank you, Crystal. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Chasing Purpose with Cynthia Shay Clark on YouTube. And all our episodes are right there. No discipline seems enjoyable at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. That's found in Hebrews 12, verse 11. We are joined by pharmacist, health and wellness consultant, and functional medicine certified health coach candidate, Sheree Ann Abrams. Sheree, welcome to Chasing Purpose.
It's such a pleasure. Lovely to have me here. Thank you.
By the way, guys, you're gonna love Sheree's. I have a slight obsession with the English accent. Sheree is from the UK. Sheree is also the founder of the Chia Lifestyle and Health and Wellness organization that was birthed out of her own story and passion for making her own health a priority.
Yes. But it was all about that. My whole story started from the point in which I knew something had to change. And like you were saying, discipline is so important. And I realized I was at a point where enough is enough and something had to change. So just starting with these small, simple steps within my own life first, I was able to transform my whole health journey.
Small, simple steps. That's for me. I'm the total opposite. On my journey, I'm the one that goes nuclear.
Okay.
If I'm going on a diet or any journey, I'm buying 8 different outfits. I am just everything. Water bottles, everything.
Yes.
Headbands, everybody. That's me. But I find that when I go that route, I quickly.
Is it sustainable?
Right.
That's the question I would say, and that's the key thing. So a lot of us make the decision that we're going to go, transform how we look. We want to lose weight, we want to work on our skin. And once you make the decision mentally, using that mental muscle to say, okay, enough is enough, I'm going to make the change, we have the items, we go and buy what we need, we have the weights, we have the, get the gym membership. But are we using them, and are we having that level of sustainability? Is it unique to your lifestyle? Or are you doing something that's kind of short-lived? Right. You power through it, go 2-3 weeks. Yes, I've lost the weight, my skin's glowing. But because it's not unique to your lifestyle, because you haven't found a way to fit it into your lifestyle, which will be different from mine. The sustainable piece, that's the piece to actually keep it going, is where a lot of us tend to slip up, and then we find that we find ourselves falling back into our old routines.
So is it sustainable?
Yeah.
Again, that's a question that we all need to ask ourselves. Everyone wants the glory, but few are willing to pay the price required to get it. Why do you think some of us, for some of us, it's hard to remain disciplined?
There's a lot of distractions that are going around it. There's a lot of distractions. Social media is one. We love social media. Sometimes we can use it to inspire ourselves. For me, I've gone through my entire social media and I've actually I've made a decision of who I want to see and make sure it's inspiring. So distractions, is a really big one that stops us from being consistent. And our own general willpower is our why. Big enough. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because your friend's doing it and you see how she looks and you want to try and look like her, or you want the energy level that she has? What's your why? And spend time to think about it. My why, one of the main ones, was my son. I remember I was laying on the couch and my son said to me, "Mommy, I want to go outside and play." And I'm telling you, I did not have the energy to do it. I had headaches. I was frustrated with myself. I didn't even want to look in the mirror. That was the truth. I wasn't in love with that woman anymore. And it was when my son said to me, "Mummy, I want to play," and I physically couldn't do it. So the strength there, the mental wasn't there either. Something had to change because that was what was important to me. Being able to get up and live life. And get up and live. Not just exist, live. But what is your why? What is that drive that wakes you up in the morning? What's that same drive that's going to keep you going when you feel like you don't want to go to the gym, or you don't want to drink that green juice, or you can't be bothered? Assess your why. Is it big enough? Is it meaningful enough? Is it giving you goosebumps in the morning? So that would be a big one that I want our listeners to pay attention to.
I didn't say this in the beginning, but please ensure to have your journals out, your pens ready, because gems are already dropping. That get up and live. You know, we hear the song, I think the songs are more wake up and live, but still that get up and live. Not the autopilot life, not just this routine and mundane, but really getting up and living. We're in the beginning stages of a new year. Resolutions. I'm not a resolution person, but these things are being made. And I think at the one, obviously for me, it's giving God thanks, but getting up and living. Living boldly, living in your truth, whatever that is. Super, super, super important. So thank you for that. Health is wealth. How important is it for our mental and physical health to be in good shape?
Extremely important. How about thinking about what's the most thing that you want to prioritize? When you think about your health, it's tied to everything. We overuse this term, health is wealth, but do we really know what it means? If you're someone who's waking up with a headache in the morning, how does that affect the rest of your day? As a health coach, this is something I ask a lot of the ladies that I work with. Why do you want your health? Why do you want your health? Why is it important to you? And when you hold on to that, that's what helps you, as I said earlier, get up in the morning and move forward. But you can see how it affects every area of your life.
It's true.
If you wake up, for example, before I made the decision to really focus on how I felt, I was waking up with headaches. I was waking up feeling groggy, even though I had 8 hours of sleep. And when I would wake up, you know, I may not want to get ready, look as lovely, put on some makeup. I might find that I'm, you know, snapping at my son a little bit more. And we know that happens, our partners. Because we're not taking that time to prioritize our health. I would even take off the wealth. Wealth is standard once you start focusing on your health. But are you prioritizing it?
So true.
Are you taking that time to look at your own life, not look at everyone else's, look at your own life and see, okay, what do I need to do within my life to prioritize my health? It could be going to the bathroom in the morning, spending time and lathering your face a little bit longer than you would usually do. It could be getting some lotion and just taking some time and creaming your body. That's you pausing for a moment. That's you focusing on yourself. if you're drinking 1 glass of water, okay, yes, they say we should drink 8, and I'm 100% saying that you should try and drink 8. But if you're someone who doesn't drink any, start with 1 glass. 1 glass, that's it. And when you do it, congratulate yourself, because when you do that, you're changing the chemicals in your brain. You're telling your brain that this is something good. Yeah. This is something my body needs. You're loving on yourself. So yes.
On yourself. Yeah, so important.
So important.
But you touched on quite a few things there. The prioritizing. Let's look at the prioritizing, because what Sheree Ann,
yes,
your priority is may not be what my priority is, right? Or the next person's priority.
Exactly.
How is it that we can prioritize the journey, the wellness journey for ourselves?
So I would invite you first to think about what that looks like. You have to define that. So as you said, yours may be different from mine. So for me, it would be energy. I want to be able to play with my son. I want to be able to wake up without headaches and feeling stress-free. For you, maybe something different, you know, getting up, doing a sprint, you know, doing your stretches in the morning.
Well, not a sprint, but you know.
But whatever, that's a beautiful thing. It's different from mine.
Yeah.
And do you believe it? Can you see it when you close your eyes?
That's another thing too. Do you believe it? Yeah, yeah.
Do you believe it? And another aspect of what I do with the women is visualization. So powerful.
Very important.
A well-known mindfulness practice. But we just take it a little bit further. Just take that time, close your eyes, and can you visualize yourself as that healthier version? Once again, defined by you. What health looks like to you. And what health feels like to you.
So what does it look like? What does it feel like?
Yes.
To you. And I think visualization is very important. Something that we do not look into a lot, but being able to kind of see yourself healthier, see yourself stronger, see yourself in a better mental space, see yourself progressing in whatever area of life.
Exactly.
If you can close your eyes and visualize it, I believe that just that practice gets you further ahead.
Yeah, you're already on the journey.
Yeah,
you're already at the destination.
Yeah.
Let's take it there.
Yes.
Because if you can see yourself at that, nothing can stop you. Yeah. And whenever you feel like, as you said, you know, you may not want to get up and go to the gym. You may not want to drink that water. Sheree Ann, you told me to drink it. I love coconut water. But yeah. Can you see the effects? Think of your skin, how glowing you want your skin to be. You know, when you put on your makeup, you want it to look a particular way. And once again, that's defined by your lifestyle and what's unique to that vision that you have. Yeah. So once you have that, you're already on the journey. And at that point, you work backwards. You think about, okay, where do I start? Yeah. It could be, for example, your sleep. Sleep is so important. I could go into sleep. Yeah. But just know, if you can just give yourself half an hour more of sleep. Let's say you're used to going to bed in the midnight, and you want to challenge yourself to go bed early. Just take away half an hour. Take away 15 minutes. Yeah.
Start small.
Start small.
Start small. Have you ever given up on your health journey?
She went there. Yes, I have. Yeah. You know, like a lot of us, we have that demotivation. We get to the point where, you know, why are we doing what we're doing? For me, I wouldn't say given up. I would say lose sight of that vision that I spoke to you about earlier. Lose sight. Do I really believe that I can actually be her? Belief. Can I actually see her? And as I said before, distractions come in, you know, you lose your why. But that got me to a point where, okay, do I really want to do this? Can I keep it up? So at the beginning of my transformation, as I call it, I lost a lot of weight. I lost about 40 pounds in 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Because I made that same decision, you know, I'm going to go ham, I'm going to do what I need to do, I'm going to join programs, I'm going to do all of this. And I did the work, I lost the weight, felt absolutely amazing. But did I believe this new person that I felt to be, or was I just doing it because I felt I needed to do it? I needed to look a particular way. And I lost sight of how I felt. Because for me, health is how you feel. Yeah. Yes, there's a science around what you need to do. but you are the CEO of your own health.
Yes, you're that CEO of your own health. You absolutely are.
We are.
Yeah.
And I lost sight of being the CEO of my own health. And as a result, I found myself going back into, let's say, habits that didn't serve my body. Because we don't food shame. It's not about good or bad. It's about you knowing what works for your body, knowing what works for your mind. And yeah, I fell off. I fell right off the journey. But I found my way back on it.
So important.
Because I started to believe in who I should be. What do I want to feel like? What body do I want to dress? You know, what's causing me to laugh in the morning? What's causing me to get up? What's causing me to love myself a little bit each and every day? And as I said, that could be drinking a glass of water. For me, I've never been the person to jump up in the gym and all of that, no. But what I found was that, okay, when I got home from dropping my son to school, I would jump right out of my car and just walk around my house. And I got some steps in. And I would once again celebrate it. And I said, you know, I would say to myself, come on, Sheree Ann. And it's just loving yourself. When I took my eyes off saying, okay, I need to be healthy, I need to lose weight. And I changed that narrative to, you need to love yourself, girl. Do you love yourself? Sometimes I'll wake up, I'll look in the mirror. I told you I wasn't able to look in the mirror. I was not happy with who I was looking back at.
Wow. That's a big thing, not to cut you. A lot of us are looking in the mirror, but not recognizing the reflection.
That's it.
That's looking back at them. I was that person. I was looking in the mirror, but I was totally unhappy with who I saw. Not just the physical either, the emotional part, the mental part. You know, I was in shambles, right? So that visualization again of seeing oneself.
Yes.
And not just seeing with the physical eye. Seeing yourself, being able to see yourself better, being able to see yourself healthier, see yourself stronger.
That is it.
That is very important. It's not just about, as Sheree Ann is saying, going ham, which I'm a victim of. I've done it.
Each his own.
Yeah, but it is about seeing yourself more than you are.
Exactly.
Which is a journey.
Yeah, it is a journey and it's ongoing. There's no, oh my gosh, I've hit it. Because there still is a level of maintenance that has to go into it.
Yes.
So hence I created my company, the Chia Lifestyle. Chia means life in Hebrew and lifestyle. It's your lifestyle. This is your life since. So you are going to make those changes and be on this journey for the rest of your life.
Yeah, yes, because it's not just a...
That's it. It's not a program.
Yeah.
It's not a program of 3 months and, okay, we'll get you, which sometimes we need. So you going ham, once again, no shame. There's no good or bad. If that works for you, that's beautiful. But what we need to add to that is, okay, now that you have the principles of what you need to do to feel the way you need to feel, how can you incorporate it into your busy lifestyle? When you're up and down, you're flying, you're traveling. Yeah. What tiny things that you can do to, as you said, remind yourself that you're on this journey. Not being hard on yourself, not saying, why haven't I done this yet? I haven't done that, I'm not fitting in this, my face, etc. No. Empowering yourself.
Yes, empowering yourself.
Empowering yourself.
And very, very important. Give me an instance where Sheree has felt vulnerable, where she just couldn't go any further.
Wow, where I couldn't go any further. Right before I was made redundant from my current role, before I started my company. So I've worked in the pharmaceutical industry for over 10 years. I've done it since I left pharmacy school. Absolutely something that I'm extremely passionate about. But when the pandemic hit, there was a change in way of working. So I'm a people person. I love to talk to you and tell you about what's, how you can help your patients. And yeah, I'm all about that. But when we had to go behind a screen, it was a really big struggle for me. But there was something inside me, even before the pandemic, that was telling me I want to do more. I want to speak more. I want to help beyond a sales script. Because as a pharmacist, I just love helping you in your health. And there was changes at work that required us to almost turn what we were doing into our metric. And I didn't feel it was no longer aligned with my journey, my values. But I didn't know that at the time. I tried to keep up with being innovative and everything's changing. We're behind, the screen. We need to still speak to, 5, 6, 7 doctors a day. And I felt something inside me slowly but surely being chipped away until it made me ill.
Oh, wow.
I started to have headaches. When you said that, it brought me back to a moment where I woke up in the morning, I dropped my son to school, and I came right back home, and I just went right back under the sheets. And I put the cover over me, and I curled up in the tightest ball that I could, because I knew, okay, something wasn't right, but you still need to keep your job. You still need to get paid. You still need to look after your son. You still need to provide. So I had all of those, let's say, thoughts coming around in my head, but it was clashing with my values. It was clashing with this purpose that I knew I had inside of me, this more that I wanted to give, but what I could see in my environment, it just wasn't measuring up. And I internalized it, and I just got to a point where, I just want to stay in bed. I don't want to face everything around me. And it's interesting you're saying that. I haven't thought of that in such a long time, that I was at that point. And I know a lot of us, we get to that point sometimes where we're just, everything around us is just saying it's not adding up. But I would encourage you to follow that little thing, that spirit. For me, it's my spirit that's on the inside of me that keeps saying, Sheree Ann, don't give up. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. My whole life I've just been moving forward. My mother passed when I was 8 years old. She had ovarian cancer, and as far back as I can remember, I've just been, okay, just keep moving, smiling. I was living in the UK, then my dad took us to Jamaica, lived a whole life, and I just remember adjusting, moving forward. And all I can say is that there is a favor that has just been on my life.
Jesus.
And that has carried me through everything that I've experienced on this journey. There's that purpose that was inside of me that, I just knew had to come out, but I didn't know what it was. It's that little feeling when you're doing something and what you're doing doesn't feel right. It's that, and we ignore it sometimes because it doesn't fit into the mold that we see. It doesn't fit into, you check your bank account and you're seeing the balance. It doesn't fit into, you look at your home and your surroundings and you're like, how?
But that's that physical eye.
There we
right?
go.
That's that physical eye. That's why it's so important. And this conversation is so important about strengthening the muscles. I'm not talking about this muscle. Yes, I am talking about this muscle. However, but I'm talking about every other part of it. Because as Sheree said, she went back, she dropped her son to school, came back home, and curled up in what we would call the fetal position, right? Not wanting to do anything.
Just thinking everything is just, if I just curl as tight as I possibly can curl, I don't have to think about anything. But there was something, and there always is, guys. There's something. There is a light. Whether we want to see it, it's there.
That is pushing you forward.
Hold on to that light.
Hold on to that light. Absolutely. Hold on to that light. I mean, that is such a powerful, powerful gem. Hold on to that light. There are going to be times. I don't think that anybody is immune. I don't care where you are in your life, and what part of phase or stage that you are on your journey. There is going to be a time where you just feel like you can't go anymore.
That's it.
There's going to be a time where you just can't do it. You feel weak.
That's it. And I would say to that, be honest with yourself. That's the first thing, because we resist that. And I was someone who would smile. You'd say, oh, Sheree Ann, there she goes again, smiling. But behind, there was a lot going on. And once again, your body doesn't lie. Your body is always there telling you what it likes and what it doesn't like. And mine did not like my circumstances. and I started to have anxiety. As I said, I had the headaches.
Yeah.
And that was a point when I realized my body's telling me something. Something has to change. I call it the enough is enough point. When you know something, it cannot continue. This scenario, this circumstance, even though you may not believe it yet, but if you can see it, if you can close your eyes, and even if it's for a millisecond, take a glimpse at it and do a little bit again and a little bit again until you build that belief. And even when you don't believe it, do it anyway. Do it anyway. So I just started to make those small changes in my life. I woke up a little bit earlier. I started to listen to motivational podcasts. It starts in the mind, strengthening that mental muscle. And once again, that's unique to everyone.
Yes.
Visualization may work for some. Some wake up and pray, read your Bible, whatever works for you. Because if it works for you, you will keep doing it.
Yes, that's a fact.
You'll keep doing it.
That is a fact. You know, so we're talking about Sheree, who hit a low, we'll call it. But let's talk about Sheree, who now has visualized and actualized. That's Sheree, who is now disciplined in her journey.
Yes.
What were the steps that you took to get to where you are now?
Wow. Make the decision. That was the first thing. Make the decision. I made the decision that, okay, girl, I looked in the mirror and I'll do this thing where I'll go right up to my pupils, and I'll say, come on, girl, you can do it. I made that decision. And then I started with one thing in the morning, and that was just drinking water. And what I'll say is, for me, I didn't really like to drink water that much, or I'll forget. I love sweet things. That's my little thing. I like chocolate. And once again, own that. It's not about shaming what you've done or what you don't do. That's something. I started to understand and embrace these little nuances that I'll have. But I started to drink water, and I started to put a bottle of water in like every room that I went into. So I got that visual prompt that, okay, take a sip. And when I took a sip, I said, yeah, girl, take another sip. And you just congratulate yourself. And another thing that was really important is understanding why you do what you do. So that's another one. So I understood that, for example, I love chocolate. I just love chocolate. But what I found is that when I was younger, and through health coaching, I had a health coach myself, I remembered that when my mum was sick, I used to sit down in the kitchen. No one was there. She was upstairs in the bed. And I used to just eat chocolate right in front of the cabinet, just eating it. And I used to do it because I was scared. I used to do it because, you know, mum's upstairs, not well. I was 8, not knowing what was going on in my life. I used to just eat chocolate to relieve that stress. I also had a next door neighbor, bless him. He used to bring me and my brother chocolate every single week. So when that came to light, I had the memory, but I didn't know it was there. I had a different level of understanding about myself. So instead of I'm having chocolate, then I'm shaming myself, say, oh, Sheree, why did you do that again? You're a health coach, you're a pharmacist, you should know better. That talk will send you on that spiral.
Yes, truth.
Spiral, we know about that spiral.
Yes.
We take that bite, we shame ourselves for it, then because we feel bad, we're stressed, we take another bite. And then it just continues. But I grew a sense of love for myself and understanding to say, okay, girl, I see you going for the chocolate. It's coming up again. What's going on in the environment? You're feeling a bit stressed. What's going on? And you get this compassion. So really understanding why you do what you do. That's really important. And then another one is celebrate yourself. You have to. There's science behind it with the brain. Your brain recognizes what makes you happy. It's neuroplasticity. And your brain will say, okay, let's do more of what makes you happy. So if my brain knows that chocolate makes me happy, then when I see it, I'm gonna go for it. But if I can congratulate myself for having that additional glass of water or going for that walk, then my brain's like, okay, she's feeling good. Let me help her and direct her. Let me help her see more of these prompts so she'll go for it. So the more I celebrate myself, even if I add salad to my plate, let's say, you know, you want your fries and, you know, we all like fries sometimes on the side. Let's say you're going to have a salad too. Celebrate yourself for having the salad. Let's not stop being so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
As we said in the beginning, our health is a journey.
It is.
This is our entire life. There's no end point. There's no 30-day program when it comes to your life.
Right.
It's just your journey, and you are the CEO of your health. You know your body the best, and it will tell you what it likes, and it will tell you what it doesn't like. When I have salt, too much salt, I get a headache.
Yeah.
And instead of
your body's gonna tell you. Yes,
your body will
it sure
tell
is,
you.
yeah.
But are we listening? Are we listening to our bodies enough?
Are we listening to our bodies enough? Not only are we listening to our bodies enough, I think that celebrating ourselves is very, very, very important. Something that I think we take for granted, really, or we don't do. Not even we take it, we don't do it. We do not celebrate the small things.
Yeah.
The just the little accomplishments, getting up with a positive attitude, drinking that water, taking the jog in the morning. Celebrate yourself. Yes, we spoke about this. I'm not remembering what episode, but speak over yourself, encourage yourself. I read an article on Forbes.com on self-discipline, and here are some steps that they suggest. I'm going to throw them to you, and you give me your perspective.
Okay.
Know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it weaknesses. I would say, yes, know your strengths, because we all have strengths, we'll have character strengths, but I would never call it weaknesses. I would say challenges, things that you want to overcome. Because thinking about it in a negative automatically puts you in that mindset to think,
I didn't even think
I'm
about
not
that. That's
good
true.
at that. There's no weaknesses. There's just areas in which you can improve on. So yeah, think about what you can improve.
Yes. Next, remove temptation.
That's a good one. Yes. If you feel like that's something that you really need to do, sometimes it's nice to prove to yourself that you can overcome something. So for example, when I started on my health journey, I had a bar of chocolate, I had it in the fridge, and I felt so good every single day that I didn't reach for it. Celebrated myself. Yeah. So it just depends. If it's something that, yes, it's something that's going to pull your attention, remove it. Whatever works for your lifestyle. Right. But if you want to motivate yourself, leave it there and prove to yourself each and every day that it's something that you're overcoming. And even if you do touch it, remember, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be down on yourself. Just say, okay, tomorrow's another day.
Yeah, celebrate. I mean, right now I got that fruit and nut in the fridge. Child, it's a hot mess. All right. Set clear goals and execution plans.
Okay, setting clear goals, I'm going to go back to visualization again. Make sure you know how you want to be when it comes to your health. Yes, be clear and specific about it, but also be open to it's a journey. When you think about the sat-nav, the GPS, sometimes you're rerouted. Sometimes there's an accident on the road. And even before you know it's there, your navigation's rerouting you. So be flexible, be kind to yourself. Set the clear goals, but don't be too hard on the direction in which you're going to go there. Flow with it, but keep your eye on those goals. Execution, that's what I'm saying, that's the how. And the how sometimes goes beyond our own imagination. So I would focus on the goals, make the decision, and just get ready to flow.
Practice daily diligence.
Daily diligence. I would turn diligence into gratitude.
Yes.
When you turn it into gratitude, you're thanking yourself. Instead of saying, oh, I need to do this and I need to drink my water. And your tone is different. I need to be diligent. So what if you don't feel that way?
Yeah.
What if you wake up and you're like, oh, I absolutely can't do this. Your mind naturally then goes to that thought, oh, here I go again.
Negative,
I'm giving it up. No.
Yep.
Practice daily gratitude. Thank yourself each and every day that you're waking up. Thank yourself for how you feel. Your body's telling you how it feels. Thank yourself ahead of what you're already about to do.
I will also add thanking God for waking us up as
Always.
well. Yeah.
That's the first thing. The mere fact that you have breath in your body is the Lord telling you that there's still purpose on your life. And that alone, thank the Lord for that. And thank yourself for recognizing that. Lord, I recognize you this morning.
Yes.
Even though I don't feel the way I feel, I am so grateful for the day that's ahead of me. And sometimes, we're not grateful for the day that's ahead of us because we have meetings and we have back-to-back this. But think about, I'm in my bed, touch your bed sheets. Think about, I'm in my bed. I'm touching my pillow. I'm touching my skin. Bring it down to a level. If you're struggling with that gratitude, bring it down tiny. Just think about, the clothes I have on my body. And start from there and build up. But yeah, I would turn gratitude. I would use gratitude instead there.
Instead of
the
diligence.
Yes.
Change your perception of willpower.
So this once again is, when I think about willpower, I think about your drive. And you're going to hear me say again, go back to your why. So yes, I agree with them. Change your perception of willpower. Turn willpower to your why. What is your why?
Very important.
And focus on that. And that will propel you forward. And if you're not being propelled forward, go first to your why. Are you being distracted? Remember, it's a journey. Are you seeing what's out there on social media? Are you feeling pressured by your family? Every time you show up, they're like, oh, girl, you put on the weight, whatever. And then you feel like you need to do and make actions according to what's around you. When you focus on your why / willpower, that will always propel you forward. And if you need to calibrate that, calibrate it, change it. But make sure it works for your lifestyle.
Have a backup plan.
Reroute. I still think rerouting. In terms of backup plans, you're then setting yourself up to fail. You thinking that it's not going to work out well. There's no wrong or right when it comes to the journey of your life. There's just the journey of your life.
You know what I like about the perspective that you're bringing to us, Sheree Ann? It is you have removed the negative of each word. And I don't think even in their writing the article, it was meant to be negative, but you identified where the words, the language could be altered and changed to speak positivity. I don't think people understand how important it is, especially on a journey when it comes on to fitness and health. I know for me, that speaking of that mindset of positivity, the speaking, the positivity, first here mentally, that positive mental vocabulary, and then speaking the words, right? So rerouting instead of having the backup plan. What else did you say? Like, it just, everything that you said was turning it into positive.
Set yourself up to win.
Yes.
It's your race.
Yes.
You're not competing against nobody else. It's your race.
I think a lot of people are, unfortunately, whether they feel like it or they realize it or not, they're competing with others. I mean, society kind of pins us.
So for example, for me, I had an image of what beauty should look like.
Right.
You know, growing up sometimes in your family, you know, when they don't see you for a while, they're telling you about, oh, your face get rolling, whatever. And over time, once again, we're not shaming, but over time, your subconscious, we believe that.
Of course.
When I got to that point, and this is what I encourage all of you to do, get to that point where you are tunnel vision to the race of your life. And that could be your health, it could be your finances, love life, it could be whatever it is. Once again, make it unique to your lifestyle. But remember, it's your race. So when you're gonna win. You're going to win. There's no losing. There's no backup plan. There's no, oh gosh, what if it doesn't work? You're always being rerouted. Your body will tell you what it wants. Your mind will tell you what it wants. And when you take that pressure off yourself, I'm not in a race to be, you know, like, okay, no chocolate or, you know, whatever image you have. I'm not in a race. I'll get there and maybe not. And it's still okay. It is still okay.
It is still okay. It is still, a lot of us are hard on ourselves.
So hard.
And I believe, you know, that's a big problem.
Yes.
That's a major issue. We're so hard on ourselves. Because again, society tells us we should be looking this way. We shouldn't cream our hair. We shouldn't do all these things that says, or your parents are saying, you're well around a long time. I'm going to see how you put on so much weight. Or why you not eat. There's so much things that society put on us that we internalize. You know? And then when we get in front of that mirror, it's just like, oh, but you know, some mommy did right. Maybe I shouldn't eat this or whatever. So the power of perception, the power of positivity, which I believe the Chia lifestyle and Miss Sheree is bringing, Sheree Ann is bringing. And I thank you for that.
You're welcome. It's exciting. There's a technique that's called reframing. And when you reframe something, what you do with your client as a health coach is that I help you to see the positive sides, positive psychology. Also, this is my gift. This is what the Lord's given me. I've been doing this as long as I can even remember.
So hold on. Are you chasing your purpose, or have you found your purpose?
I'm walking in my purpose.
Yes,
Wait, let's start. I'm standing
Lord.
and walking in it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the end of my email has chasing purpose. It's,
Oh, does it?
girl.
Yes, it's so good.
That's what it is.
Yes.
And it's funny because I feel free. It's not funny. I am free because you said at the beginning about your own life and owning where you are. And that same Sheree Ann that was curled up in that ball, I love her because she was at a point where she does not know what to do and she doesn't want to make the wrong decision. And a lot of us as women, we don't want to make the wrong decision because we're thinking about the family and the home. But when you stand in who you are, there is no friction, there's no anxiety, there's just peace. And everything else will line up. I never heard about health coaching. Like, what is health coaching? It found me. The minute I made that decision, I was made redundant. I already made up my mind I was going to leave, but the Lord said, no, you're leaving now. About 7 or 8 months earlier than what I planned. Once again, the perspective of what I think, the how. The Lord had another plan for my life. He said, you're ready now. Even though I was like, oh, okay, cool.
That's another thing too. We're always like, oh, we have to get this done now. But the your now and God's now are two very different now. So we have to really trust the timing. We have to trust that, in that redundancy where I'm not like, wait a minute, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this? But he has you prepared already.
Oh, yes. And it's exciting. When you let go, let's go again. We trust him, but when you let go and you allow him to flow, when you allow him to just show up in your life, when you truly start to stand in who you are, it's just a different feeling. It's just a different experience.
It is.
And everything else around you lines up. People present themselves to you. The persons you're supposed to have conversations just line up for you.
The doors open.
The doors
open. The seat at the table. You done bought the whole table.
That's the thing. And he will put you there when you think you're not qualified on paper too. He will raise you up
I'm a
to
whole
where you
testament
need
to
to
that.
be.
Because
it's just where you're supposed to be. And you said something earlier that I really want our listeners to know. The word should. That's something that I'm still struggling with. We hear ourselves with it. We all say, I should have, I should. No, you don't. No.
Just be.
And it's okay to acknowledge what you would like to do differently. That's okay because that's growth. That's you having, and here we go, a self-awareness. When you know about yourself, once again, you're loving on yourself. Okay, all right. I should have, I shouldn't have had that chocolate. I should be that way. But sometimes the word should can carry us down a whole rabbit hole of defeat and, I didn't do this and we don't approve of ourselves and that negative spiral. So when you feel yourself saying you should, just pause, just catch yourself. You'll hear it now that I've said it. When you hear yourself saying should, don't be hard on yourself. Just say, it's okay. It's okay. I will. It will happen. I have. Change it to something forward thinking, whether or not you have it or not, and whether or not you believe it. That's key.
Yeah, that belief is very critical. That belief is important on this journey, whether it be a fitness one or whatever. That belief that you are enough. That belief that you're going to get to where you need to be. That belief that all that you need, you already have.
That's it. And that is it.
Yes, all that you need, you already have.
Don't believe the bank balance.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's true.
No,
Don't
it's true.
believe the scale.
It's true.
Just know that belief you have on the inside of you. Don't ignore it.
Yeah.
Don't ignore it. Believe in her. Stand in her. I tell my women to stand in her and believe in her.
For my guys, believe in him.
Yes.
Believe in him and stand in him. Yes, very, very important.
And celebrate her. You know, for me, when I got to the point, when I'm stressed out and I find myself going to chocolate or etc., I'm thanking myself because I'm a mother, I'm looking after my child, I'm building a business, I've decided not to work for corporate again. I've just gone, yeah, I'm going to do this. So when I've been stressing out or thinking, worrying, and I've gone for the chocolate, I thank myself. I'm like, okay, girl, this body is looking after you through this season. You're a little bit stressed. Okay, of course. You're wondering what's going to happen. Da, da, da. And I just remind myself of my why. Be kind to myself, those words. I'm not being hard on myself.
Yeah, those words are very important. Very, very important. The words
and that will carry you through.
The words of positivity will carry you through. How do you strengthen your spiritual muscle?
Every morning. It takes a level of, I'm not always consistent. Let's go there. I'm not always consistent. I find myself, me and my God.
My God.
My
yes,
God.
It's very important. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Once again, a relationship to your lifestyle. So as far back as I can remember when I was a little girl, the image I had of my God is that a father driving a car and he's going like this and the little girl's on his lap. And I'm like that. When he's trying to hold it steady, I'm just like, little kids go like, da, 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 da. That's the relationship we have. And what I find is that whenever I feel anxiety, whenever I feel like a little bit tense, I know I'm further away from him.
Yes.
So the awareness piece again.
Yeah, it's true.
So I can sense, I'm worrying a little bit too much. The peace is not there.
Yeah.
So what I do, I go right back to the Bible.
Yeah.
And somehow, some way, he leads me to what I need to listen to. He leads me to what I need to read. And then I know that he's given me a spirit on the inside of me, a power that I have. So sometimes I have a conversation. I'm like, okay, what do I do, Lord? Yeah. And it's having those still moments. It helps me to reinforce my spiritual muscle. I have these affirmation showers, and it's something that I'll recommend to anyone. We all take a shower, we all jump in the shower. Some of us sing. I talk to my Lord in the shower. He will lick me down in the shower. Having that stillness, get still. And that's when I realize I'm getting all busy and flustered, how I strengthen my spiritual muscle is being still. Yeah. So I can hear what he has to say.
Because you hear a lot in the stillness. A lot comes to you in being still. A lot of us are busy. A lot of us are just busy doing a lot of nothing. But if we would just allow ourselves to be still, so much would come to us. What advice would you give to persons who struggle with self-discipline?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. So first, you know me, be kind to yourself. Okay, just be very kind to yourself. So acknowledge, make sure you focus on the why. Because if your why is off, that can affect all your little steps that are going towards it. And what does self-discipline look to you? Are you measuring it once again against what discipline looks to someone else? So discipline to someone else could be waking up at 5 a.m. and working out and then drinking their smoothie. And you're measuring that level of discipline to you. So as I said earlier, setting clear goals is so important. Because if you're setting that clear goal, then you know the small little steps that you want to take towards it. Self-discipline falls apart when we're setting unrealistic goals. And let's take it a step further. Setting unrealistic aspirations. Because sometimes with the goals, that alone, you're putting a level of pressure on yourself. And you know what's coming. When you do that and you don't achieve, then we go back in that negative spiral again. So set yourself up to win. Set yourself up those realistic aspirations and then look at the tiny steps that you can make. Just baby steps. Each and every day to get you towards that. That will help with your self-discipline towards what you want it to be.
These again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but the small steps, I think I keep saying for me, but I bite off more than I can chew in this space. So the small steps, I'm really going to apply that. And I encourage you guys to apply that. Start small. Nobody kill up yourself and feel like you have to go take on the world. And when it comes on to any journey, really.
Yeah.
Small steps and you will win. There is this notion that we have to be going hard. We have to go and get it. No, but if we just look at the small, look at what's in front of you, right? Focus on what's in front of you instead of what's clear over there and get to what's in front of you first, then you continue on.
And it'll become a part of your lifestyle. You
Yes.
won't feel like, oh, I'm working towards something, because you're going to start to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You want to enjoy the journey. Yes, there are
do.
going to be things that you don't want to do. That's just reality. You know, starting a business, I wish I could just sit and talk to women all day. Let's have a conversation about your health. But no, there's email marketing that goes into it, and all these little other bits that I don't necessarily like to do. But if I just chip away at it, a little bit at a time, be persistent.
Yes. Consistent and persistent.
Persistent and consistent with the tiny steps. Celebrate yourself. You will not forget this. Celebrate yourself. Okay, I did it. I'm going to achieve this. And after a while, all of a sudden you're there.
And you don't
You're
even
just
realize,
there.
and
You
it
don't
just,
realize
and it
it.
just happened.
It just happens.
It just
And that's where the
happened.
magic is.
Yes, that is where the magic is. Can you live a purpose-filled life without knowing your why?
Ooh. Once again, your life is a journey. So for some of us, our whys is something that we need to deconstruct first, find out what's contributing to it. As we say, it could be family, it could be what we see in social media. But I think your purpose, the mere fact that you're waking up, you're already operating in your purpose. I don't think you find your purpose. For me personally, I believe it's already there. You're alive. You look in the mirror and you see your beautiful face and you tell yourself, I am on my purpose. The Lord gave me breath this morning. So I am on a purpose. Living a purposeful life, I would say, is you constantly reconnecting with yourself because life happens. You feel disconnected. You find that you're going up and down. So living a purposeful life, I would say, is just a journey. It's our life. Sometimes we're happy, but sometimes we're sad.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That is okay.
In the past couple of weeks, there have been a few suicides, and you know we can't deduce anybody's life, but look, it's in the small steps that we take. It is in the celebrating the wins and really doing the deep dive and strengthening the muscles that are going to help us push past the thoughts, because at first it starts here. That what if the world would be better off without me? Why am I feeling so heavy? Why why that feeling that overcomes it starts here. So if we just look within ourselves, right? Look within ourselves. I mean, this goes beyond the physical. This goes beyond the running on a treadmill, but the really doing a deep dive, an introspection into, I'm gonna be okay. It is all going to be okay.
It is.
You know,
and you're not alone.
and you're not alone.
You're
But
not alone.
you're not
Even
alone.
though it feels that way. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, and yes.
It feels that way. It feels.
Yes.
So for me, once again, it was myself and my son. I have loads of physical support around me. I have my grandmother, I have my dad who lived 5 minutes down the road, I have my brother. But I still felt alone. And that feeling of loneliness can pull you down further, can make you feel different emotions. But if we can just hold on to that light that I said at the beginning, that little glimmer of light, the mere fact that you have breath, God woke you up in the morning.
His purpose.
He said in one of his Bible scriptures that when there's only one set of footsteps in the sand, that is when he's with you.
That he's walking with you. Yes, yes. Look, guys, if you are feeling alone, if you're feeling sad, if you feel like you just cannot go on, And I know these words may not sound comforting, but trust me, you are not alone. Just reach out. Let someone know that you're feeling the way that you're feeling. Let someone know that you just can't handle where you are right now. But that the mere fact that you have breath, that you have life, you're supposed to be here.
You're in your purpose.
You're in your purpose. You're needed here. We are all here for a reason, to affect some sort of change, whether you want to believe it or not, but you are. So please, if you're having any sort of suicidal thoughts, reach out. You are not alone. See, Sheree and I here, we've been through some things.
Yes.
Okay, but we've realized that we're not alone. We've realized that we have purpose. We realize that once we have life and breath, that we have to go on. So I would encourage you all, if you're in that mind frame, to speak positively over yourself. Reach out though and get some help. Sheree, I'm gonna ask you just to encourage our viewers and our listeners to strengthen their muscles, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Just strengthen up.
Strengthen. So whoever's hearing this right now, this message is for you. You are not listening to this by chance or coincidence. Nothing in your life happens by chance or coincidence. This is yourself. This is your own voice. You're hearing mine, but this is your own voice that you're hearing on the inside of you to keep going. Just thank yourself. Be kind to yourself. You may not look how you want to look. You may not feel how you want to feel, but just know that it's okay. Tell yourself that you love yourself every single morning. You use the bathroom in the morning, you walk past the mirror, even if you don't want to look up, even if you just want to take a little glimpse, whisper it. Say that you love yourself. And you sit up, you hold your head high, and you walk out into that world, making those tiny steps. Stop judging yourself. There's no food shaming, no good or bad. You know your circumstances, but you know where they can actually be. Believe in that vision that you have on the inside of you. It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. Sometimes the other voices get a little bit louder. Find those moments of stillness. Connect with yourself. You know your body the best. You are the CEO of your health. You're already on that journey, one step at a time. Keep going on that journey, and just know you're already walking in your purpose. You're already standing in your purpose. Remember, your life is a story, and your life is a story that can touch those around you. But first and foremost, you have to believe it for yourself. See it first. See it. Even if you don't believe it, see it first, and then start believing it. And I promise you, everything will fall into place, and you are not alone. You're not alone.
You are not alone. Our PPV, which is purpose point of view question, is how are you strengthening your muscles?
Hi, Sin. How do I strengthen my muscles? Well, physically, I try to get in as much exercise as possible. A lot of people feel like, you have to do this big thing, go to the gym and membership for months and months. No, for me, sometimes just something as simple as just walking around my yard, doing some housework, getting even some sun on the skin, that type of stuff leads to a nice little mentality as well, to help me grow and develop. And as it relates to growing like the mental muscles and the spiritual muscles, emotional muscles, for me, it's just all about taking time out and just being appreciative of what I have. Don't try to, become overwhelmed by, life and what life expects of me or what I think life expects of me, So sometimes it's just that, instead of seeing my obstacles or seeing my goals as this big wall, I start to just look at things brick by brick and just take the steps, one by one, and then by the time I look, the whole wall will be complete. So yeah, it's just all about just slowing down, and just assessing that, I'm all right where I am and just giving thanks along the way.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Sheree?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh.
I really was filled with today's conversation, and I certainly hope that our viewers and our listeners were. Where can our audience find you?
Oh, I am on Instagram, Sheree Ann Michelle, the Cheer Lifestyle. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Just look for Sheree Ann Michelle. And I want to hear from the ladies in particular, because they relate to the story that I have. Or if there's a guy there that as I'm speaking, you're thinking of a particular woman where you know that she needs that support. She knows that she needs that cheerleader, someone to remind her of who she is, a reminder that she's a CEO of her own health. So look for me. I'm looking out for your DMs. I want to hear from you. But yes, Instagram, LinkedIn, and just send me an email, shereeannmichelle@thecheerlifestyle.com.
Thank you for joining us on Chasing Purpose.
You're welcome.
In strengthening your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual muscles, there is always a process. You must be willing to go through this process. Not only go through the process, but trust in the process. You must put in the work. You must remain focused. You must remain diligent. You must remain consistent and committed. It will be through your self-discipline that you will achieve your aims, goals, and dreams. As always, sow seeds others will benefit from. Wishing you love, light, and purpose.